And I'm Kristin Lagana. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this week's episode, we'll talk to you about the bicentennial Frederick Douglass, and we'll sit down with the CEO of the Economic Development Corporation. But first, making headlines this week. We have big news on school security. On Tuesday, County Executive Steve Schuh announced a big package to place more police officers in schools and make physical security upgrades to school buildings. It's an extensive list of improvements, but here's some of the highlights. The $15 million proposal is spread over 2 years. It includes adding 20 school resource officers, so we'll have a police officer in every middle and high school. Schools will also get 1,500 new security cameras, lock upgrades for 4,000 doors, double door security systems at all high schools, and protective equipment. Schuh said he thinks the proposal will go a long way towards keeping students safe.
While we can never ensure and protect against every eventuality, we believe these investments demonstrate our county's determination and commitment to the safety of our students.
And there's more. School Superintendent George Arlotto said he will make office space available in every school for officers to stop by during their shifts when they are in the area to process paperwork or make phone calls. Arlotto is also reinstating the School Safety Security Council to make recommendations for better security across the system. All of this will be included in the budget proposal to the County Council on May 1st. And we're sure this will set a lot of parents' minds at ease, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of stuff that you just read there. And it's needed, obviously, and I think that parents are unified in this, that we need to do more, and also treatment for mental health and all the other assorted issues that come with this. But this is a good start, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good start, $15 million. Well, speaking of the budget, we had our second and final public meeting in advance of the county executive's recommendations to the county council at Glen Burnie High School this week. Constituents got a chance to meet one-on-one with Schuh and tell him what they want to see in the upcoming fiscal year 2019 budget. Major issues discussed included funding for education, school construction, and traffic, of course. If you missed the two public meetings, you can still weigh in online. Just go to our homepage and click on the spotlight with the microphone. It's an old-timey microphone, so just occasionally.
Got it.
You can submit comments, and we will make sure the county executive gets them as he makes the final preparations for his budget. As Kristin mentioned, the budget is presented to the council on May 1st. The budget presentation is held at the Arundel Center in Annapolis and is open to the public. You will also be able to watch the speech live on Arundel TV or streaming live all the time on our homepage, aacounty.org. You ever watched Week in Review streaming live through the homepage on your phone, Kristin?
I have. I have to check how my hair looks from time to time.
So I'm surprised you said that. I thought you were going to say you watch it on Facebook. I watch it on Facebook.
I do both. I like to see it on different formats.
Well, I like to take the opportunity to let people know about that because they might not know. You know, if you're trying to watch content and stuff, it is streaming 24 hours a day. Mm-hmm. You don't have to watch Week in Review all the time, but if you go to our homepage and you scroll down to the bottom and you click on Watch Live, boom, you're watching streaming Anne Arundel County content. Very exciting.
Yeah, welcome to 2018.
Thank you.
Right?
Glad to be here.
Well, this one goes out to the ladies. March is Women's History Month. There are all kinds of events to celebrate in the county, and one of the best ways to figure out what is available is to check your local library or Anne Arundel Community College. You can also look at our community calendar. And I would like to highlight 3 ladies quickly, if I may.
Please do.
Thank you. Let's start with Anne Arundel.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, ladies.
Get funky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's right, the Lady Anne Arundel that our county is named after. She was born in 1615 and helped her husband establish the state of Maryland. And she was a pretty big deal back in England.
She was a big deal.
Yes. Watch our documentary about her on YouTube.
Okay.
Now, how about Sally Ride?
Love Sally Ride.
First American woman in space.
That's right.
Very good. Physicist, great tennis player, beat out 8,000 people for a shot to fly the space shuttle. On March 24th, scholar and actress Mary Ann Jung will hold a space shuttle-themed game show about Sally Ride at the Crofton Library.
Nice.
Exciting.
I like that.
And we can't forget Rosie the Riveter. We all love Rosie.
The Riveter.
Yes. But who was she what role did women have in World War II? You can find out at the Odenton Library on April 28th. And so you should get started, Dave. You have a lot to learn.
I do.
I actually did just recently learn a lot about Rosie the Riveter because I went to the World War II Museum when we were, oh my gosh, in New Orleans. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What else did you see there?
Oh, a lot of aircraft. So Will was...
Oh, so it's big.
We got to stop We got to stop. We got lots of that, lots of uniforms, different uniforms and weapons and other accessories that they carried at the time.
Some tanks.
There was some tanks. It was a
Bradleys.
really nice museum, and it was really cool because not only was it just the exhibits, but they really designed the whole space to look like whatever the environment was of the city that you were looking at.
Yeah,
So that
make
was
it
really
lifelike.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you do find yourself in New Orleans, I would highly recommend the World War II Museum.
This is really nerdy, but I'm going to do this for Will.
I don't know if it's as nerdy as going to New Orleans to hang out at the World War II Museum.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, really? Of course, Will.
We went to New Orleans.
Like of course, you're
and
like Mrs. Music, and Will wants to go to the World War II
we had to go to the World War II Museum. Yep.
But so this is apropos of almost nothing, but you mentioned how realistic it is. I'm playing this video game right now.
Okay.
It's called Assassin's Creed.
He's playing it too.
And
You
nerds
guys
like
need to
us,
talk.
well, what's so cool about it is a living map of
Mm-hmm.
Egypt back in the Roman days. And it is accurate. So there were previous editions of the game, and
Yeah.
one took place in revolutionary America.
Yes.
And they had Baltimore and Boston in the 16 and 1700s. And it was just so cool that it was literally like you were walking through the town in that time period.
Yep.
Accurate down to the inch. And it's just so cool. So
I've seen it from time to time when I go down to the basement and say, why aren't the towels folded?
Oh man, and you hang out with Cleopatra and it's cool.
I guess that's why the towels aren't folded.
It's a very cool game.
Yeah.
Okay, I totally nerded out there, sorry. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, but when we return, we will talk to Economic Development CEO Julie Mussog. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in! Help yourself to anything.
That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
Well, welcome back. Joining us in the studio this week, we're delighted to have Ms. Julie Mussog, who is the CEO for Anne Arundel County's Economic Development Corporation. Julie, how's it going today?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. We're going to dive right in here. We wanted to hit on this first. What can you speak to about the county's unemployment rate for 3.1%?
Sure. So that was the December unemployment rate at 3.1%, which it is down from 3.9% in December of last year.
You like it?
Statewide unemployment is about 4%, so we are in
under.
a great position. And nationwide unemployment is about 4.1%. So by pretty much all measures, we're at full employment in Anne Arundel County, which is great, but it does present problems for our employers finding appropriate workforce, and that's something we try to do at the corporation to help them assist in finding that workforce, and we also offer some assistance and workforce training grants so that their current employees can gain the skills that they need to continue to grow their businesses.
Wonderful. And something that goes hand in hand with working, beer. So we have 2 new breweries
While we're speaking about that beer.
in the county. Can you talk to us about the new breweries?
We do have 2 new breweries. The first one, Crooked Crab Brewery, opened in Odenton just about a month ago. And they have
name.
5 varieties on tap, and I know they're going to be adding some new ones and seasonal beers. They're open Thursdays through Sundays right now, and I think they plan on producing about 3,500 barrels a year. Wow. So the second brewery is Chesapeake Brewery, and it's spelled different. It's not spelled like you would normally spell
Like
Chesapeake.
peekaboo.
Yeah, Chesepioc. So
Oh.
if people are trying to find it, they'll want to spell it to look it up. But that's located in Crofton, and they have 24 beers on tap.
24?
24, and they are open on Saturdays right now, but plan to open Fridays through Sundays as they get going.
People
amazing.
are so obsessed with beer lately.
Yeah, but now you can do a bar crawl around the county. Local
I know.
beers.
Well, but did something happen where suddenly you could have breweries, or what happened?
Sure. In 2015, the county introduced some legislation to make it easier for craft breweries and breweries to locate within the county. Prior to that legislation in 2015, they could only locate in heavy industrial areas, which isn't really an area that people will go into necessarily for a tap room, because they're producing beer, and that's their primary objective in supplying restaurants. But having the tap room helps introduce their beers to an audience that will then demand them hopefully at the restaurants that they frequent and help their businesses. So that legislation allowed for craft breweries in some commercial districts, and then craft breweries and breweries in some light industrial areas, as well as there are some farm brewery areas. So in the rural agricultural area, you can see some farms. And we actually have a couple farms right now that are interested in doing that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, as well as we think there's a couple other breweries in the works, brewing.
Some ideas brewing.
And
Like it.
Brooklyn Park and Annapolis. So hopefully we'll hear
Really?
something in the next year, 18 months, on a couple more locations.
That's awesome.
Very
because,
exciting.
we look at these numbers, these unemployment numbers and the economy numbers, and I think that the breweries is a good little window in there about, what's going on the ground. And it sounds like we have opportunities also that are coming. So it's not like we're at this great point and there's nowhere to go but down.
Right.
We could actually continue that rate. I'm sure you know this. Tell us what the job numbers are like. How are we doing there?
Great. So there are about a little over 300,000 jobs within Anne Arundel County.
Available? That we have.
We
Okay.
have. I mean, employed jobs that are actually people in place, and obviously there are open positions in a lot of our businesses right now. I have to say, one of the hottest demand areas is our cyber technology, people with security clearance.
Yeah.
There are hundreds of open jobs right now looking for that type of person. But with the 300,000 plus jobs in Anne Arundel County, we actually have more jobs in Anne Arundel County than we do people in the workforce. So we've sort of crossed that line where we're no longer a bedroom community. We really are a thriving economic engine within the state of Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, people miss the fact that when you start listing off all of the big assets we have, it's NSA, Fort Meade, PWI, Arundel Mills, Naval Academy. I mean, you could keep going too. I mean, those are some
regional
big.
hospitals.
Northrop Grumman as part of Fort Meade. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time.
And add in 533 miles of shoreline, and this is an excellent place to live.
Perfect combo.
It's great, and people really want to live and work in the same area.
Well, speaking of assets, we have EDC, the Economic Development Corporation, and what can you guys offer businesses? Small, large?
Yep. We have a number of services ranging from help with site selection. So you are a growing business, you need more space. We can help you look for space in a general geographic area you're looking for, square footage. We can also, if you're a new business, you're thinking of relocating to Anne Arundel County, we're happy to do those site searches as well. We also assist with the regulatory process, so you're having permitting, zoning, licensing problems. We're happy to sort of be the ombudsman through that process. We also have, for smaller businesses, a small business development counselor who works one-on-one with you to help develop your business plan, counsel and mentor you, and help your business grow. And if you need some certifications as far as SMBE or 8A, she's also able to help businesses with that kind of stuff. So we have that, and then we also have a number of ag programs in our
Lisa Barge.
Yeah.
The Lisa Barge.
We've
The
had
Lisa
Lisa
Barge
before.
unit.
And
Yes.
She's awesome.
And it's phenomenal. I mean, it's kind of a neat thing that we have. We're supporting the farmers markets, ag scrap tire, those kinds of things. And then we also have
And agritourism.
and that's been a big piece of Lisa's life for the last year plus. And then we have a number of loan programs. So we are one of the providers for the Volt loan, which is the money from the casinos, and so we do small business loans for that. We also have some loans very specifically focused on national security, as well as loans for people located in revitalization districts. So we probably have something to help those businesses. We just need you guys to knock on our door and ask. We also do workforce training grants, which is a reimbursable grant to help hire or promote employees and grow your revenue system. And we have great business development associates that can walk you through that process. And in addition to that, we also coordinate with the Department of Commerce at the state. So that any programs there that you might be eligible for, we're happy to sort of walk through that process and make sure that all the businesses in Anne Arundel County are seeking out all the opportunities that they can.
Perfect.
All right. So how do we, other than knocking on your door, how do we, obviously if I'm a small business or business relocating or whatever, it's a smart thing to do to give you guys a call,
Right,
because
yep.
there might be something that you can do to
Sure.
help.
I mean, even if it's something I haven't mentioned, there are a lot of other programs, and just to get on our radar, we'll be in touch with procurement opportunities, training opportunities, anything like that. And the best way to really kind of see what we do is to look at our website, which is aaedc.org. And from that website, it's very easy to contact. If there's a program of interest, there is a button on that page that you just have to click, and it will send an email directly to the person that runs that program, who will get back in touch with you. If you prefer just a general email inquiry, you can email info@aaedc.org.
You got it.
Or you can call us at 410-222-7410.
And you guys have
There it
a fantastic Facebook page where
Yeah.
people can stay up to date on what's going on. Exciting things like the breweries, which you're going to have to come back on and talk more about that as things develop.
We're very interested
we
in
are
all the
interested in
details.
that,
We
so.
want to know all the details.
Julie, thank you so much for
Sure.
stopping in this week and talking with us. Such exciting times for our county. And yes, if you're a business out there and you're looking for assistance, make sure that you get in touch with EDC. And we'll be right back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere.
So we were walking to school. I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really want
smart.
cheese pizza. We have
Sometimes
this
her
video
mind
game.
wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say
The
something.
sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope we
bad
don't
day
have
at
another
school
bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Welcome back. Now, I bet you didn't know that this year is the bicentennial of the birth of Frederick Douglass.
I did not.
You did not?
No.
Now you know. You can learn a lot about the famous American right here in Annapolis, and Pat Daly has more. Pat?
Thanks, guys. We're here at one of the hot spots of history here in Annapolis, the Banneker-Douglass Museum, and I'm here with Chanel Compton, the museum's executive director, to talk about what's going on to celebrate Mr. Frederick Douglass's life this year. Thanks for joining us, Chanel. The big thing we should know is, what should we know about Frederick Douglass?
Well, Frederick Douglass, he was born in 1818 in Talbot County, Maryland, which a lot of people don't know. He was a Marylander. And he became the first African American to gain international recognition as a social crusader. So he is a tremendous figure in any social justice movement. He's the father of civil rights in this country.
Gotcha. What exhibit is going to be part of the bicentennial?
So we have several exhibitions and a lot of programs planned in celebration of the year of Frederick Douglass. This exhibition right here that you're standing in right now is Bent But Not Broken, an artistic celebration of the spirit and legacy of Frederick Douglass. The artwork that you see is created by Maryland-based African-American artist Ulysses Marshall, and he created a series of collages that celebrates the life and legacy of Frederick Douglass through his words, periods in his life, through his movement to end enslavement in this country, but also he ties it into contemporary themes in social justice as it relates to the Black experience in the United States. So it's a very powerful exhibition.
Tell us what Frederick Douglass's connection to Annapolis is.
So Frederick Douglass, he actually toured Annapolis, and he did a number of speaking engagements in the city of Annapolis. It is actually written that he spoke in which was once Mount Moriah Church. Today it's known as Verta Welcome Hall as a part of our museum facility. But he actually spoke in 1875 at Mount Moriah Church during a dedicatory address.
Okay. How can we learn more about what's going on in the museum?
Just come to the museum, right? I mean, we're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 4, free admission to the public. It really is a magical place. I mean, it has so much history here. Frederick Douglass, it was written that he once spoke here. We have an amazing permanent exhibition, Deep Roots, Rising Waters, that really does share the personal stories of the African American experience in Maryland. So it's a great exhibition that really highlights Maryland's African-American heritage, art, culture, and history. So it's phenomenal. Very interactive, fun for the whole family, but we also do really great temporary exhibitions here, such as our Bent But Not Broken exhibition that you can see here for most of the year in 2018. We have some great programs, and if you can always come and hang out at the museum on your own leisure, but we also do great docent tours. So if you can sign on for a group tour, the tours are very interactive, very engaging, and again, I can't stress this enough, fun for the whole family.
Do you have a website?
We do, bdmuseum.maryland.gov. You can also find us on Facebook. We have a really great Instagram page, BD Museum. You can find us on Instagram. And you can also find us at 84 Franklin Street in downtown Annapolis.
All right. Well, history's definitely happening here at the Banneker-Douglass Museum. Thanks, Chanel, for joining us. Back to you guys.
How about that, Dave? It looks like a great museum.
Indeed, indeed. I have been to the Banneker-Douglass Museum, and I love it. And it's been a little while, so I'm not sure it's still there, but I bet it is. They have Jackie Robinson, stuff, memorabilia. It's a really, really nice, the location, the building itself is beautiful. It's all restored, a very old building. And go by and stop by and check it out. And also, I learned in the course of researching this segment that there is a house in Highland Beach in Annapolis, a Frederick Douglass house. So we're going to learn more about that. I don't want to say anything historically inaccurate about it. But there is a Frederick Douglass house in Highland Beach in the city of Annapolis. Go check it out.
Wow, it's very exciting.
There's also a mini replica of the White House in Highland Beach.
I didn't know that.
It's a I'm not gonna say wacky. It's a very interesting house. You should see it. It's on the water in Highland Beach, and it's like if you took the White House and you cut the West Wing and the East Wing off of it. That's kind of
interesting.
It's pretty.
It's just
accurate.
the main part, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as this week proved.
The Oscars.
Well, the Oscars, yeah.
Yes.
So I was gonna say, since we're on the museum discussion, we still had some cold weather this week, obviously.
A little snow.
Maybe families out there are looking for something fun to do indoors. Do you have any museums that you can remember you visited that you might recommend? I know I have a few.
Oh my gosh, there's so many. Well, I haven't been.
Local.
I haven't been in the African American History Museum in D.C. yet.
I haven't either.
And that's supposed to be like awesome. So I haven't been to that one, but there's always Air and Space.
Air and
You
Space.
gotta go to Air and Space.
Really cool.
Banneker-Douglass is worth going. It's a nice museum, and Annapolis doesn't have a lot of like DC type worthy museums, and this one is.
Nice.
It's an experience. You can walk through. You can spend a day there.
Yeah.
What do you got? What you got?
I really enjoyed the museum, which I thought you would like too.
The museum's good.
Yeah, and then also the Spy Museum is really cool.
I went to that when it first opened, and I haven't been back. Were you surprised? You probably already knew that Julia Childs was a spy.
I did know Julia Childs was a spy. So that was very exciting. But also, when I was there, they had a whole Bond exhibit, and as you know, I'm a Bond fan. So that was really awesome to learn all about. It was about the villains of Bond. So
nice.
I spent a few hours in there.
Who's your favorite Bond?
My favorite Bond? I grew up with...
You better give me the right answer
Well,
on
no,
this. There's
listen.
only one right answer.
I grew up with Pierce Brosnan as the Bond, but he's not my favorite.
God, to be kidding
He's
me.
not my favorite.
Okay, it's not your favorite. Who's your
No,
favorite?
I'm going
Come on, I'm
to
gonna
say
give you a
Sean
chance.
Connery.
Thank you. Of course it's Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Did you feel pressure there?
No. I
'Cause
didn't
a lot
even
of
know what you
people-
were going to make me say.
Well, and
That
a
was-
lot of the older folks are going to say Roger Moore, probably.
Roger Moore's excellent too.
But
and Daniel
Sean
Craig
Connery
is really
the
good.
Man. No.
Daniel Craig is excellent as Bond.
It was a good movie, but he's not. Sean Connery, are you kidding me?
To everyone,
Stop.
their own Bond,
Just
I suppose.
Stop it. Nobody compares. Sean Connery is the man. Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by simply searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time.